G'day everybody, Daniel Anderson, just going live Sunday morning here in Melbourne. If you are connecting in, g'day, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. I'm just testing out this live stream. We're going to be going live every Thursday morning or every Thursday and every week. So we're going to be bringing on some guests, having a chat. Now, if you wanted to get involved in that live show, make sure you subscribe to my email list. Head on over to sharepointfocus.com, pop your email address in, and you'll get some updates and instructions and things like that via my list, and also obviously hopefully get a lot of value from that list with the content that I'm publishing. Now, what I'm wanting to do just in this little quick testing of this live stream setup is just go through a little question around the relationship between SharePoint and Microsoft Teams. Most of you will already know this, but it's just a topic that I thought I'd quickly run through, give me a good test, share some screens and that type of thing. And then also just run through a couple of notifications that have come through in the admin center over the last couple of days. A couple of big ones, a couple of really practical ones as well. So we'll take a look at that. So what we'll do first, and if you're following along, be great if you, whether you're on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, depending on where you're viewing, pop some questions in, and I'll see. I just want to have a look at that experience as well. Let's just have a look and see where I can see those comments. Hopefully they come through pretty well. I've got everything online by the looks of it, so we shall jump in and have a look. All right, so let's start with Teams. All right, so I'm just going to change over and I'm going to share my screen, which will hopefully now. I want to select my desktop and then let's just change the capture to Microsoft Teams and let's go okay, and let's All right, I'm just going to switch back to the camera and audio. Now, I noticed there's a few people connecting in through different platforms here. If you're on LinkedIn, I've just got the LinkedIn conversations open here. Now, I think that the audio might not have been coming through when I'm sharing my desktop. So if that is the case, I'm just going to make a few changes here. Right, I'm just going to switch back to the camera and audio. Now, I noticed there's a few people connecting in through different... let me just connect up some audio here. And I just want to now switch back. So I've now put some audio in. Let's just switch back now to the desktop and we'll fade that back in. Now, hopefully we've got some audio now. Apologies for that. Now, what we went through was we went through creating a team, creating a channel, having a look at that experience inside of SharePoint. We've just created a new channel called LinkedIn. Now I'm going to go to the Files tab of this channel here, and we'll notice again that when we click on the Files tab, we're going to get that new modern SharePoint document library experience inside of that tab, and we can also again open that in SharePoint. It takes us to that folder inside of the document library of that SharePoint site. So if we flick back to the documents library itself, what we'll see here is two folders, and they directly relate to those channels inside of Microsoft Teams. All right, so if we jump back to Teams, we'll see two channels, General and LinkedIn. And in SharePoint, we'll see two folders, General and LinkedIn. And it doesn't matter where you access those files from. They're the same files. They're just a different way of accessing it. All right. A little bit of an explanation there. Now, what I want to have a look at now is I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to change my sharing options here. And I'm just going to go and change my window capture, and we're going to have a look at a couple of messages that have come through the message center, and an example. I'm just going to show one that's come through that's pretty good. It's going to remove those long link URLs that we tend to see if you copy a link from SharePoint or OneDrive. So if you copy a link from a SharePoint or OneDrive document and then you paste that in an email, it's that really, really, really long URL. So what is coming, and it's already there in Outlook on the web, but it's coming to Outlook for Windows as well, is the shortening of that URL, and it actually puts the file name as the link text. And with a little icon next to it. So we'll jump in and have a look at that actual functionality now. So let me just switch back to my screen. I'm just going to jump into OneDrive. I'm going to get a link to this file here, and we're just going to go copy link, and I'm just going to choose the anyone link. So we'll flick that over here. We'll apply that. We'll copy this link here, and we'll fire up a new email message inside of Outlook Online, and we'll paste that really long URL, but see how that link now changes over to the file name with the Excel icon next to it. That is the functionality that's coming to Outlook, the desktop client as well. All right, so that's something to be aware of. It does say mid-May. So watch out for that during the next month, and that'll be the end of those really long URLs. Okay. Now the other thing that's rolling out that's of interest to most SharePoint people and content authors around is this SharePoint stock images. So when you go to add an image or change or for a news item or a page or things like that, you'll get the image picker. Now, what is coming is a new option where you'll be able to select from a library of stock images. All right, so there'll be a new option, as we see in the screen there in the panel. We've got stock images. You'll be able to select from those stock images as well. So that, again, coming, going to hit targeted release mid-April. So around about now, when that hits, I've got a couple of tenants at targeted release. So when that hits, we'll demo that to everybody. And standard release will be sort of mid-May-ish. All right. Okay, guys, look, that's all I really wanted to cover over today. As I said, I'm just testing this live stream again. We're going to be going live. Well, I'm going to be going live every Thursday across a couple of different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. So if you want to jump on the show, have a chat, join that live show, subscribe to my email list, jump over to sharepointfocus.com, pop your email address in, and we'll send some more details out early next week. All right. Hope your weekend's going really well. As I said, Sunday morning here, pouring with rain, and I will see you next